Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. It is time for Mindfulness Monday, episode 11. And today we're going to talk about when self-care means saying no. All right, before we get started, go ahead and click subscribe up above or that little bell down below so you are always alerted when I post one of my videos. All right, I talk a lot about self-care and mindfulness, but one topic that I haven't really discussed is the importance of saying no and how that affects your self-care. If you are like me, you tend to lean towards people-pleasing rather than starting conflict. We all have things that we know we don't have time to do, and we don't have the energy to do them. Usually when I ask myself, why am I doing this? No matter what the activity, the answer is always the same. Because I don't want to let somebody down. I say yes because I don't want to let somebody down. However, and trust me when I say this, it is a lot easier to be honest up front and say that you just don't have time or you just can't get that done, as opposed to committing to something and then backing down later when you realize you don't have the time, or when you can finally admit to yourself that you don't have the time. Now, I am in no way saying that saying no is easy, because it isn't. It is very hard. I struggle with it all the time. I am a mother. I am a wife. I have a full-time job. I sell Rodan & Field skincare, the #1 brand in North America. If you have questions, comment below. I'm a published author and I'm working on my 8th novel. I volunteer with a teen writing group. I do author events and speaking engagements whenever I can. I carpool my kids all over town, and I still have a hard time saying no when people ask me to do things. I say yes because I don't want to let people down. And in reality, if I say no, I'm sorry, but I'm unable to do that right now, it may inconvenience them, it may momentarily disappoint them, but it in no way is letting them down. It is far worse to commit and then cancel or back out at the last minute. That would be letting people down. Honestly, telling people up front that I can't do it, it's not letting them down. It's standing up for myself and for my self-care and for my personal space and time. I know this logically, and yet it is still hard to do. I need to do it more often. I need to learn how to say no, and maybe that's why I'm doing this Mindfulness Monday, not to just tell you, but to tell me too, because these are lessons I need to learn as well. I know to some of you this may sound easy. However, after years and years of always saying yes, or worse, actively volunteering myself for things that I don't have the time or the energy to do, I really didn't have, this is just a hard lesson for me. A really hard lesson for me. But I'm gonna get better. And I have been getting better, which is awesome. Now, each time I find myself feeling a little bit overwhelmed, or overloaded or overbooked in time, I have to be mindful, and I have to step back and I have to look at what I'm doing, and I have to remind myself that it is okay to say no. And I have been doing that a little bit more. It reminds me of a quote that Katharine Hepburn once said: "Never complain, never explain." I like that. It's simple, right? Never complain, never explain. The thing is, I don't have to apologize or explain why I can't do something, why I have to say no, and neither do you. I'm not Superwoman. I can't do everything. Even if my brain is telling me, yes, say yes, you could do it, I can't do everything. Nobody can. We all need help from time to time. They say it takes a village to raise a family, right? The reason behind that is because you can't do it all. Nobody can do it all, and you shouldn't be made to feel guilty when you need help, when you have to ask for help, when you have to say no. So my advice, and yes, I plan to take this as well, is that when you are feeling overwhelmed, or better yet, before you get to that point, before you start feeling overwhelmed, take time for yourself. Say, no, I'm sorry, I just can't do that right now. Say, thank you for thinking about me. Thank you for thinking that, I might be a good fit for that, but right now it's just not the right time. Then stop talking. Don't explain why you have to say no. You don't owe anybody an explanation for needing time for yourself or for just not having the time or the energy to do what you're being asked to do. Start small, okay? Say no to a friend or a family member rather than a boss who might take it the wrong way. Don't complain. Don't explain. Fight that urge to explain. Take a deep breath and then just let that moment pass. Don't put whatever that is on your plate to increase your stress and your anxiety because you just don't have the time. The relief will come. The fear will fade. And that anxiety towards disappointing people will fade as well. So try it. Say no. Say no today. Find something, if somebody asks you to do something or you feel the pressure to do something, say no. And see how you feel. See how that makes you feel, making it you, making a decision for you and for your time and for what is best for you. All right, that is Mindfulness Monday, and we talked about saying no. So a huge thank you to everybody who watches these videos and likes them. I do hope you like them. With that said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You can do that by clicking above, clicking that little link that's going to pop up here soon, or clicking on the bell below. If you don't want to miss my videos, if you want to be alerted as soon as they come up, go ahead and click the bell below. My mindfulness guide, my 52-week mindfulness workbook is available on Amazon. So if you feel like exploring mindfulness and living a more mindful life, check that out. The link is in the description below. I've also included a link to my website in the description below, where every Monday I post a Mindfulness Monday blog post with a 5-minute mindfulness journaling exercise, as well as a mindfulness activity. So check those out. And if all of that sounds amazing, which I hope it does, make sure you follow me on social media. I am on Instagram and Twitter using the handle @skincare_today. All right, everybody, until next time, stay mindful.